A coalition of civil rights groups raising concerns today about what they're calling a voter purge. It was held by the Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose's office.
Well, the secretary says it is a legally mandated maintenance of the voter rolls to remove inactive registrations.
10 TV's political reporter Doug Petcast joins us now with more on the group's concerns and the Secretary of State's response. Doug.
Well, Andrew and Yolanda, the civil rights groups say that this purge disproportionately impacts voters of color. The Secretary of State's office says that's not true and that this statewide effort is about election integrity. Back in June, the Secretary of State's office published a list of 158,000 Ohioans who risked being removed from the voter rolls unless they took action. The deadline for county boards of elections to remove them was yesterday. The Secretary of State says voters could be removed under the law because they are no longer living at or active at the address where they were registered to vote. The civil rights groups say 50% of the voters on the list are registered in counties where a majority of the black and brown populations live in Ohio.
The ability to take people off the rolls is saying people who have affirmatively registered to vote will not be able to vote simply because of a procedural issue. And that's just not fair.
A lot of things happen. People have life circumstances that prevent them from being able to fully participate in our democracy, whether it's having to work and can't take the time off to vote in every election, or maybe they're caregivers and can't afford to wait in a long line.
The Secretary of State's press secretary, Ben Kindle, responded to the claims in a statement saying in part, this intentional spreading of disinformation is wrong and only serves to erode public trust. There is nothing controversial about removing an out-of-date registration left behind by a voter who has moved. In fact, it is essential for election integrity. Now, anyone who was removed from the voter registration can re-register by October 7th. That's 30 days before the November 5th election. Live outside the State House, Doug Petcast, 10 TV News.